Alright, good morning. We are back again with another trade review. We took two trades today, two wins, with the star of the day being this giant short. We did take a range reacceptance long that ended up trimming and coming back to break even, so I'm not even really going to talk about this trade today. I'm just going to talk about the main short that we took. 175 point micro runners, which is just insane. We plowed straight through our lower level, saw hesitation, I ended up closing it. So I'm going to talk about this trade, how I took it, why I took it, how I found it, and everything. If you found this useful, please let me know with either a like, a sub, or a comment. If you need help with anything else, please reach out to me. Alright, let's do it. So I want to talk about how I found this trade, how I found this level, why I took this trade, and why I closed it here as well. So I'm going to play a quick video of the trade first, just so you can see me actually taking this trade, and then I'll talk about everything. Starting my shorts here. I'm going to give myself a dab on the level. Angry week, man. I'm gonna trim into a new low here.
Order filled.
Closing it.
Order filled.
Closing it there. I have no reason to be holding this far. We are already way past our zone. Closed. 160, 170 on the runner, something stupid. So this is what my chart would look like on a 4-hour time frame, which does look a little bit confusing with no context, but if I explain, it might be a little bit more simple. If we go down to something like, say, the hourly chart, in the morning when we opened up, we were up here in the middle of this range. We built a flat top that we couldn't get above. We were moving down, coming back up to test it, so we built some sort of level here. You can see the bounce. I wasn't too concerned with this, although it was visible. Being that we were at the top right here in the middle of the range at the open, I didn't really want to have to try and trade this and guess if it was going to go up or down. We had our 21,560 level that was off our Sunday watch list right above us when we were down here, so I didn't need an upper level because we already had that done. So I just left this above us. Below us in the morning, we already had this move down on the hourly that we held for 2 hourly candles. We moved back up to retest this range. When we were up here, I wanted something with some sort of previous respect that was visible underneath us, which let me mark this 21,285. If this was the first spot we ever touched this, the first time we ever bounced this, I wouldn't have treated it the same way. But I marked this 21,285, and then you can actually zoom out, zoom out, zoom out, zoom out, and you can see previous respect on this level. Bounce, reject, all of this action here, you can see the hourly bodies directly on it. Bouncing it. Bounce, 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 bounce. Same thing. We can even show up to something like, say, the 4-hour, which will tell us if it's strong. So because we didn't have enough action on it currently, it looks like nothing on the 4-hour when we're here now. But if you zoom back on the 4-hour, bounce, reject, all of these candles holding it, bounce, all of these bounces, all of this previous action on it. So I was happy with the level. I didn't want to change it. So seeing that I could mark the bottom of this, we had the respect on the hourly today, and then zooming out on the 1-hour and the 4-hour, we had all the previous respect before. I knew it was a decent level to have on my charts. Seeing the nasty move that we had Thursday, Friday, and then to start the week off, we were just plummeting. Like, we have just been falling, and I really don't want to try and catch a falling knife and get absolutely destroyed. So my idea on the day was that if we were going to start plummeting again, I was not going to get in the way of it and try to predict a bounce or some sort of bounce. I was just going to end up in the shorts on a clean entry. Being that we already built this level, came down, tested a previous level, and then came up back flat right here, we could have used the open today as kind of a deciding factor on if we move up and take this level out to the upside, or if we just keep the plummeting that we've been doing for about a week. I really would have taken this either way, to be honest. If we moved up off the open and then retested this level, I would have been long above it. We moved down underneath it. I was short below it. I did not want to get in the way of another falling knife day. If we were going to move down, which we did, another crazy amount. 500 point range on the day straight down. I did not want to get in the way of it and try to bounce anything. That is how I found the level that I traded today. I waited for strong short momentum underneath. And then for the bottom level is 21,100. Considering we were range bound in the morning, I took a trade out of the range. I needed something to target, something that I can actually use as a level for my target and something to close on. So once we started making a move down, we took out this lower level and we started trending downwards. I wanted to find the closest thing near us that would have respect, in my opinion, where we would be able to see a bounce. So I zoomed out to the 4 hour, and you can see here on this 21-100 we have bounces, 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 reject, bounces. So just beautiful respect on it previously, just over and over and over. And that's not to say that we were going to bounce it today, it's just enough of a reason to give me an area to target it for a close. Super simple, took a strong level underneath us in the morning, waited for us to be trending heavy. I did not want to get in the way of the trend, which sometimes it will bounce these lower levels. But super simple, level to level, 5-minute action. Okay, so say we're back on Tradevate now. We have that upper level marked. This is what it would have looked like coming into the day on the 5-minute. So obviously heavy trend to the downside. We open up and we're in the top of this range. I wanted to be super patient with this level. We are obviously super overextended to the downside, but that does not mean we're not going to keep going, which I knew and obviously waited for. So I waited for the candle close here, waited to see if we had any sort of strength or momentum on that low here, which we obviously did not. Trending down, EMA down, we had a super solid candle come down. I basically took this right as the candle was about to close. Technically a better entry would have been waiting for the retest to come back up here, but in my brain and in my opinion, if we're going to have a week where we're moving down 1,500 points, I can't be too nitty gritty about like a 50-point retest, because if we end up 800 points down on the day and I don't take the trade because of this, it just turns into a nightmare. So a little bit more risk obviously, but the reward is obviously there. I did say when I took this that I was low size and I was going to give myself room to add on the level if we touched it, but I realized how quick we were moving and how much volume we had, and I just didn't end up doing that. I thought if I ended up adding here and we ended up getting washed out, it was just going to be a shitty trade, so I just left it as it was and it turned out beautiful. We retested, moved down, closed, retested that structure and moved down, and then once we broke those lows I closed it, and then we got a beautiful candle down. Strong close, and then on the hesitation I closed it, which was a beautiful close because we would have either been holding backwards or maybe getting a slight extension on the trade, which really wouldn't have been worth it. So beautiful close. I'm super happy with this. I'm not really going to talk about this trade today, but I wanted to see us get re-acceptance in this range, which we finally did here, but underneath a strong level, lost all of our candle momentum, back above it with strength. I went for the longs, got like a 35-point close and then like a 10-point final close. 35-point trim, sorry. But this isn't really the star, this is the star of the show. Simple levels, trend against the levels, and then I found that 21-100. And once we broke through it and then lost our momentum like this, I closed it. If I didn't close it here, I would have closed it here, so I'm super happy with this close. And yeah, I hope this makes sense. Basic levels with the trend. Did not want to bounce it because we've been falling for a week straight. Turned into a super nice day. Over 170 points on the last micro runner, which is just ridiculous. Getting up there to be close to one of my biggest trades points wise. I think it's like 210, 220, so definitely super close. We actually ran 200 points and then it came back. That's when I closed it. And yeah, that's all I really got. Simple. I'm just going to leave it at that, and then if you have questions, let me know, reach out, and we will go from there. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. I hope you learned something from this. If you did, let me know. If you did not, also let me know. I would love to help out more if I need to. I will do more of these over time as we go on, as I see trades that I find are worth being on here. That's all I got for today. Thank you so much.